Good afternoon guys, hope you're all well. As you can see today I've got the Massey Ferguson 135 out, and check out the orange hoodie which hopefully you've seen in a previous video. It's actually the new merch which is now available. It's the new orange hoodie. They're on Teespring, www.teespring.com/Olly's Farm. So go and check out the new hoodie guys, because they're really comfortable, and I tell you what, in this orange colour they are pretty vibrant, so go and check them out. So I had a bit of trouble this morning starting up the 135 because the battery which it's got on it was flat, so I had to leave it on charge for about 2 hours, and since charging it up, touch wood, it's actually been pretty good. I think just because it's been sitting for a while, this tractor, that's why it was a little bit tricky just to get it going, because she's been sitting pretty much idle for the most of summer. So that's why I think the battery went flat. The next job to do on this 135 is the fan belt, because the fan belt is literally being held on now by a couple of twines. So I've got to be quite careful actually with the fan belt that it doesn't come off. So next job is to buy a new fan belt and get that fitted. Other than that though, since the service, she seems to be running really nicely. I've put the new filters on, the new engine oil as well, and like I say, touch wood, she's been good as gold. So the reason why I've got her out today is to put her on the back of the chain harrow and just get going with the chain harrow down the drive, which then leads to the house. So that's today's job with the chain harrows on the back here. And the chain harrows we've had on the farm actually for some time. They're just a set of 3-point linkage chain harrows which fold out, and I believe once they're folded out they're just over 3 meters. Not that, you know, the 135 really needs the extensions on this. Really just the single chain harrow would be fine for this, but when we bought this set of chain harrows, it was for a much bigger tractor. It was for a 100 horsepower McCormick front loader tractor back in like 2003 or 4. So yeah, we've had them since new, and I believe we bought them from a guy called John Graham, Brundish, Suffolk, new and used agricultural machinery. So that's where the chain harrows had originally come from. Something else as well which is going to be really handy with the 135 the chain harrows is that when the new horse arena is made, it's actually big enough so the 135 can literally go around and then just harrow the school to level it out for the horses. So what would be really important for doing that job with the 135 is actually getting it restored, which I've talked about a million times. So it would obviously be nice to, once it is restored, to then put it on that duty. But with the chain harrows on the back, there is a couple of jobs to do, so they have got to be re-linked. There's a few little problems just on there. So let's try and hook her up now to the chain harrows. Right, let's try and get these link arms lined up with the ones on the chain harrows. We're too far out. Yeah, we're going to have to go for the inside. We're going to have to go for the inside pins. Line them up. Ooh, easy go. Right, a bit of time. I've got the two pins, the pins on here, this side and that side, and just on the top I managed to put the top pin in. Unfortunately I haven't got a Jubilee clip to just put in there, so I'm just going to take it across the yard and then I'll put a pin in the top of the chain harrows. But it's always a bit of a pain getting these chain harrows on with this 135 because they're a little bit too big for it really, to be honest. But she manages to lift them anyway, as we'll now find out. So so if I just, let's just put the old toolbox down. So if I just lift up the side here, and there we go. I feel the front end go up there a bit. It's a high range. And we're away. Oh, steady girl, steady. She's feisty. You don't need much throttle actually with this old girl. She's so grunty. I'm not even half throttle or quarter throttle, just touching it. It's a lovely thing about older engines, they don't make them like they used to, that's for sure. I was looking the other day at a John Deere 4755 for sale. Now, what a tractor that would be. I know Grassman have got a 4755, hell of a tractor. Imagine that thing pulling a muck spreader. Ho, ho, ho. You'd have so much fun. Okay, sweet. Just drop that in there. Now we are sorted. here we go. Let's drop this chain harrow down. Only problem with this, it can get pretty noisy. Really want to wear a pair of earmuffs, something like that. No sheep are running away. Right, let's see how we get on with these two sides now open. This is going to be much better, hopefully, just having a bit more space. You can see already that we've just taken out some of the small weeds here. We've got like these small weeds just growing through, and where the chain harrows go, like you've got these small bits of grass, the chain harrows actually pull out bits of weeds, and then they also as well just pull up the gravel and just evenly grade it out. Okay, so I've tried to do the best job I could with the chain harrows. Unfortunately, this drive over the years, the gradient of the ground here is really altered, and over the years the gravel has actually moved from one side of the drive to the other, so there's going to be a bit of a job. Probably just we'll do it over winter, of just bringing this gravel back into the middle and just grading up the sides of the drive here. But other than that, the chain harrows have done a really nice job here of just levelling out the gravel, and also as well just ripping out any old weeds. So it's a pretty good implement to just have on the farm, a set of chain harrows, and like I said, they'll be really handy with the new arena when that goes in. And speaking of the new arena, the digger driver has just turned up to operate the 14-ton excavator, and we'll just go and have a look now and just see what he's up to. I've parked the 135 just in the yard, and we'll just go and see the Hyundai and just see how he's getting on now with just ripping up the ground. So guys, as you can hopefully see here, the excavator is just over there working away, and there's a New Holland with a Richard Weston trailer on the back, 20-ton trailer, and just look at the ground here being lifted out. And here's the excavator just pulling out the soil now, and he's got a line from one side of the field to the other of where he's got to grade. The digger's driver's got to be really careful when he's digging this out that it's got to be dug out level, so that it's not being dug out at the wrong angle. So really got to be a good operator for this one. So he's got quite a way to go. As you can see, he's just started this strip here, and he's literally got to go over to the other peg over that side of the field. So he's got quite a way to go yet before he actually finishes this job. Lovely trailer he's got. It's a Richard Weston 20-ton trailer, and it's a soil one. I think it's a groundworks trailer, so it's for like aggregate, for example. It's probably got a Hardox floor on it. I really like Richard Weston trailers. I think they're pretty well built actually, and they're always, generally whenever you look at the price of them, they're always relatively well priced, and they're locally made. They're made in Suffolk, so I think it'd be pretty silly to not have one on the farm. That's why we've got a Richard Weston. Although our one's getting a bit old now, that's the only trouble. And the tractor on the front is a New Holland, I think it's a T7 245, so it's got quite a bit of power, 245 horsepower, which is what you need really for a 20-ton Richard Weston trailer like that one, especially when it's filled up with soil like that. Soil weighs an awful lot, weighs a lot more than muck, for example. And away he goes to go and tip his load of soil. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed today seeing the 135 just chain harrowing, and also as well the digger just starting to dig out the land there for the new arena. Stay tuned for plenty more content, and if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. And don't forget as well that you can follow the Olly's Farm Instagram page, which is ollies.farm in the Instagram search bar. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.